Young and the Restless Spoilers. Oh my God, besties, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful day with the sun shining, but honestly, my soul is currently residing in the darkest, most chaotic depths of the underworld, and I am literally shaking. I am filming this on the go, running errands, because I just had to jump on here and vent before my head actually explodes. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now and listen to me. I was mid skincare, literally, applying a charcoal mask, and I was so shocked by what just happened on our screens that I smeared black goo all over my pristine white rug. I literally had to yeet my phone across the room because I could not handle the sheer audacity of this episode. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. We are not just watching this show anymore. We are invested, and I am personally victimized by the absolute cinematic mayhem that Victoria Newman, Kyle Abbott, and Claire Newman just unleashed upon us. I am hyperventilating. I need a paper bag. We need to talk about this now, because this is the most insane, world-ending tea I have ever witnessed in my entire life, and I am spiraling. Wait, backtrack for a second, I missed a step. Let's actually look at how we got here, because my brain is actively short-circuiting, trying to make sense of this timeline. So Kyle Abbott has been going through it, right? His dad, Jack, was kidnapped by Victor. Diane was ambushed by that creepy doctor, Markham. Patty Williams is running around being a total menace, and Kyle is basically a walking, talking open wound of trauma. He is making dangerous deals in prison. He is acting out. He is a mess. And who steps in to be his emotional support billionaire? Victoria Newman. Yes, Victoria, the daughter of the man who literally caused half of Kyle's recent trauma, which is honestly so unhinged. They started having these little secret meetings, sharing intimate secrets, trauma bonding over their chaotic families, and generating these massive romantic sparks. And don't even get me started on the vibes. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a Newman Enterprises letter opener. But genuinely, what was Victoria thinking? She has been working overtime as the family peacemaker, trying to keep Victor and Nikki happy during their vow renewal era, dealing with Nick's horrifying rehab nightmare and his fentanyl hallucinations, and now she decides that the best way to unwind is to secretly hook up with the heir to the Abbott empire. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done. Victoria is walking around acting like she is in some beautiful, poetic, star-crossed romance. She genuinely thinks she and Kyle are Romeo and Juliet fighting against the bitter family rivalries to find true love. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on, but seriously, Victoria is completely delusional. She is completely ignoring the fact that her father, Victor Newman, literally despises Kyle and the entire Abbott family with the fire of 1,000 suns. If Victor finds out about this, he is going to have a literal heart attack, or he is going to destroy Kyle's life so fast it'll make our heads spin. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but what about Claire? Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Claire Newman, Victoria's own daughter, is the absolute wild card in this entire messy equation. We all know Claire has had a wildly traumatic past, and she has been trying so hard to integrate into the Newman family, to be the good granddaughter, to find some stability. And she actually had a decent connection with Kyle at one point. They had this weird, complicated dynamic where she was furious at him for his dangerous revenge plots against Victor, but they were still in each other's orbit. Claire is fiercely protective of her family, especially her grandfather. So when the rumors started swirling, when the whispers began that her mother, Victoria, was secretly sneaking around with Kyle Abbott, Claire's radar went all the way up. She knew something was off. The vibes were rancid. I am literally hyperventilating right now just thinking about the absolute cinematic mayhem of this confrontation. Imagine the scene, besties. The lighting in the Newman Ranch was giving major Gothic tragedy, all dark wood and dramatic shadow. By the way, did anyone else notice that random ticking clock sound in the background of that scene? It was so loud, like a literal countdown to destruction, which was such a weird background noise, but honestly a total aesthetic choice that I am obsessed with. It added so much anxiety. Anyway, snapping back to the main tee, Victoria standing there, probably wearing one of her impeccably tailored monochromatic corporate suits, which, let's be honest, are always a serve. But I digress. And she is looking at Kyle with these doe eyes, completely lost in the sauce. She thinks this is her safe haven. She thinks she has found a man she can finally lean on. And then the doors fly open. Enter Claire. You guys, the look on Claire's face, she was practically vibrating with rage. I have never seen someone look so betrayed, so disgusted, and so entirely ready to burn a house down with her bare hands. Claire walks in and catches them. She doesn't just catch them holding hands. She catches the entire vibe, the undeniable truth that her mother is romantically involved with Kyle Abbott, the man Claire has her own deeply complicated history with, the man who has been plotting against her beloved grandfather, the absolute betrayal of it all. Claire just stands there, her chest heaving, and you can legit see the exact moment her heart shatters into a million jagged little pieces. It was devastating, but also I was screaming at my television because the drama was so delicious. Victoria tries to play it off, because of course she does. She goes into full CEO mode, trying to manage the situation, trying to use her calm, soothing mother voice. Claire, sweetheart, let me explain. It's not what you think. We have a beautiful connection. Bestie, be for real right now. A beautiful connection? You are dating your daughter's former love interest and current frenemy. You are dating the enemy of your family. Victoria is so completely blinded by her own loneliness and her desperate need for affection that she completely failed to consider her daughter's feelings. She didn't even pause for a single second to think, hey, maybe my highly traumatized daughter who just found her way back to our family might have a problem with me sleeping with Kyle Abbott. It is straight up narcissistic, and I am genuinely furious on Claire's behalf. Kyle, meanwhile, is just standing there looking like a deer caught in the headlights of an 18-wheeler. His jaw is practically on the floor. He has absolutely no idea what to do. He thought he was just having a fun, secret, slightly dangerous romance with a powerful older woman, and suddenly he is in the middle of a generational Newman family meltdown. He looks so stupid, honestly. I wanted to reach through the screen and shake him. Like, what did you expect, Kyle? Did you think you could just sneak around the Newman Ranch and nobody would notice? Did you think Claire was just going to smile and call you stepdad? I am deceased. This is too much. He is officially on my do not perceive list. He is a walking disaster. But wait. If you thought that was the drama, you are not prepared for the nuke that Claire was about to drop. I need everyone to take a deep breath, because this next part literally sent me into orbit. Claire is screaming. She is crying. She is letting out all this primal rage at her mother. Victoria is trying to shush her, trying to keep it quiet so Victor doesn't hear, and Claire just completely loses her mind. She looks Kyle dead in the eyes, then looks at Victoria, and she screams it at the top of her lungs. I am pregnant with Kyle's baby. Screams into a pillow. Did you hear me? Claire is pregnant with Kyle's baby. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this plot twist. I literally fell off my chair. I am unwell. I am completely and utterly unwell. My grip on reality is slipping, making it absolutely clear that this situation is now my entire personality and I am not okay. Manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update. Because how on earth do they come back from this? I am legit tearing up just thinking about the absolute chaos this is going to cause. This is not just a scandal. This is a nuclear explosion in the middle of Genoa City. Let's just dissect this absolute psychological masterpiece for a second, because the stakes are astronomical. Claire is pregnant with Kyle's baby, which means that while Kyle was trauma bonding and sharing intimate secrets and building a beautiful love with Victoria, he was also, what, sleeping with Claire? Or did this happen before? When did this happen? My brain is buffering. Wait, backtrack for a second. If Kyle and Claire hooked up, and now Kyle is hooking up with Victoria, Kyle is basically speed running the Newman women, and he is going to be publicly executed by Victor Newman. I'm calling it the villain arc is about to go nuclear. Victor is going to literally mount Kyle's head on the wall of the CEO office at Newman Enterprises. The reaction shots, you guys, the cinematic mayhem of the reaction shots. Victoria's face completely fell. The delusion shattered in an instant. You could see her entire world collapsing inward. She went from thinking she was the leading lady in a romance novel to realizing she is the villain in her own daughter's tragic backstory. Victoria was paralyzed. She couldn't speak. She couldn't move. She just stared at Claire, and then slowly, horrifyingly, turned to look at Kyle, the man she thought loved her, the man she was risking her father's wrath for. He got her daughter pregnant. The sheer, unadulterated disgust and horror that must be coursing through Victoria's veins right now, I cannot even fathom it. She is officially broken. Her perfect, poised exterior just melted away into pure, unfiltered trauma. And Kyle, oh my God, Kyle, he couldn't even deny it. He didn't say a word. He just stood there, his eyes wide with absolute pants-wetting terror. He couldn't believe his eyes. He couldn't believe his ears. He is trapped. He is so completely trapped. He has knocked up the granddaughter of Victor Newman while simultaneously sleeping with the daughter of Victor Newman. There is no witness protection program on earth that can save Kyle Abbott now. He is going to need to move to Mars, genuinely. What is his defense going to be? Oops, my bad. I got confused about which Newman I was romancing. He is garbage. He is absolute garbage. And I am totally living for his impending destruction. I want to see him squirm. I want to see him try to explain this to Jack, who is already dealing with Patty Williams blackmailing him for sex. Like, the Abbotts are literally in the trenches right now, and Kyle just handed Victor the ultimate weapon to destroy them. But let's talk about Claire, because my heart is genuinely breaking for her while simultaneously standing her for dropping this bomb. She is standing there carrying the next generation of Abbott Newman chaos in her womb, and she has to watch the father of her child making hard eyes at her own mother. The psychological damage this is going to inflict on Claire is immeasurable. She already has so many abandonment issues, so much trauma from her past, and now this. Her own mother betrayed her. The man she was intimate with betrayed her. She is completely alone in this massive, sprawling mansion full of billionaires who only care about themselves. I am legit crying for her. She deserves so much better than this absolute circus. How is Victoria going to handle this? Honestly, what is the protocol for finding out you are dating your pregnant daughter's baby daddy? There is no HR department for this. Victoria is going to have to make a choice. Does she defend Kyle? Absolutely not, if she has a single brain cell left. She has to grovel. She has to beg Claire for forgiveness. But will Claire even accept it? Claire is furious. She is a woman scorned, and she has Newman blood running through her veins. We all know that when a Newman is backed into a corner, they go on the offensive. Claire is going to use this pregnancy to completely scorch the earth. She is going to make sure Victoria and Kyle suffer. She's going to hold this over their heads for the rest of eternity, and honestly, good for her. Get them girl, and don't even get me started on the rest of the family. When Victor finds out, when Victor finds out, he already hates Kyle. He already hates the Abbotts. He just renewed his vows with Nikki. He is trying to keep the family strong, while Nick is literally hallucinating on fentanyl and crashing cars in Las Vegas. And now this absolute circus lands on his front porch. Victor is going to declare martial law in Genoa City. He is going to buy Chancellor Industries just so he can fire Kyle from life. He is going to lock Victoria in a tower. The fallout is going to be catastrophic. I am genuinely terrified for anyone who shares a last name with these people. Did I mention how chaotic this entire episode felt? The pacing was so incredibly fast, I felt like I was watching a high-octane psychological thriller instead of a daytime soap opera. Every single scene just kept escalating. I was sitting there, clutching my chest, genuinely feeling like I was going to pass out from the stress. I am so deep in the lore right now that I am basically a citizen of Genoa City. I need to pay taxes there because I am living in these people's business. I am literally too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. I need a nap, but my adrenaline is pumping so hard I could probably run a marathon. Wait, I'm glitching again. Let me just rethink this. Is there any possibility that Claire is lying? Like, could she be faking the pregnancy just to break up Victoria and Kyle? Honestly, that would be so unhinged. But I wouldn't put it past her. She is so desperate to protect her family and her own heart. Maybe she just blurted it out to stop them in their tracks. But no, the way she screamed it, the raw emotion in her voice, the tears streaming down her face, it felt too real. It felt like a confession she had been holding on to, a secret she was terrified to share, until the sheer shock of seeing her mother with Kyle forced it out of her. It was a primal scream of pure agony, and you cannot fake that kind of pain. And Kyle's reaction confirms it. If it was a lie, he would have immediately denied sleeping with her, but he didn't. He just looked guilty and terrified. So it's real. The baby is real. The nightmare is real. Victoria is going to have to look at her daughter's growing belly every single day and know that the child inside is a permanent reminder of her own massive, humiliating mistake. She is never going to live this down. The society pages of Genoa City are going to have a field day. Phyllis is probably going to throw a literal parade just to laugh at Victoria. I can already see Phyllis popping champagne and sending a fruit basket to the Newman Ranch just to be petty. I am calling it right now. The next few weeks are going to be the most insane television we have ever witnessed. Victoria is going to spiral. She has been trying to hold everyone else together, playing the good daughter, the strong CEO. But this is the thing that breaks her. She is going to snap, and Kyle is going to try to run to Jack and Diane for protection, but Jack is dealing with Patty Williams, and Diane is spiraling over Dr. Markham. So Kyle is completely on his own. He is a sitting duck for Victor's wrath. He is going to be eaten alive, and I am going to sit on my couch with a giant bowl of popcorn and watch every single second of it. I literally cannot stop talking about this. My brain is just running in circles. I need to go lay down on the floor and stare at the ceiling for at least 3 hours to process this. If anyone needs me, I will be rewatching that final scene on a loop, analyzing every single micro expression on Victoria's face as her soul leaves her body, manifesting a total dumpster fire. Besties, stay safe out there, because Genoa City is officially a war zone, and we are all just casualties of the Newman Abbott drama. I am logging off before I literally have a panic attack. Bye.